You hear the insult, you see the drama, but it no longer enters your system. It touches you, but it doesn't move you. Imagine walking through the chaos of this world with a calm so deep, people wonder if you know a secret they don't. A mental fortress so impenetrable that no one's rudeness, no one's lies, and no one's disrespect can shake your peace. But let's be honest, how many nights have you stared at the ceiling, replaying an argument, getting angry all over again over a moment that is long gone, letting a careless comment ruin your entire day? Most people do not live in peace. They live in reaction. They do not own their emotions own them. One text, one rejection, one sideways look, and their entire energy shifts. Not because the world is that powerful, but because they never learned how to take their power back. Today, that stops. We are not just talking about staying calm. We are talking about complete emotional sovereignty. By the time this journey ends, you will never again hand the keys to your mind over to someone who doesn't even understand themselves. The first shift in perception you must make is this: it is not them, it was never them. When someone lashes out, mocks you, or treats you coldly for no clear reason, your first instinct is to take it personally. You believe it is an attack. You feel like you did something wrong, or that you are somehow not enough. That is how we have been trained to think. If they're upset, it must be about us. But the deeper truth is this: they are not attacking you. Pause. They are bleeding on you. That anger, that sarcasm, that sharp look, it is not a weapon aimed at your identity. It is a symptom of something unhealed in them. Pain has a way of leaking out. Sometimes it erupts, sometimes it festers silently, but it always shows up somewhere, and often it lands on the people closest by. You just happen to be standing there when it spilled over. The psychologist Carl Jung once said, "Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people." What he meant is this: the more you understand your own wounds, the easier it becomes to see that others are not trying to hurt you. They are just trying to survive themselves. And sometimes survival looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like control. Sometimes it looks like cruelty. But in almost every case, it is just pain in disguise. Softly, think about how you behave when you are hurting. Do you always communicate clearly? Are you always patient, open, and kind when you are overwhelmed, scared, or grieving something privately? Probably not. That is not because you are a bad person. It's because pain narrows the mind. It turns the heart inward. It shuts down empathy. And that's exactly what happens to others too. Here's where most people get stuck. They think recognizing someone else's pain means excusing their behavior. It does not. You can still set boundaries. You can still say, "This is not okay." But you say it with clarity, not with confusion. You say it without tying their pain to your worth. Because when someone treats you with disrespect, the danger is not just what they say or do. The true danger is what your mind makes of it, the interpretation, the story that forms. Softly, they ignored me, so I must not be valuable. They yelled at me, so maybe I deserved it. These quiet conclusions are where the real damage lives. But when you remember that their behavior is about them, not you, something profound changes. You stop absorbing the energy. You stop replaying the moment on a loop. You do not carry it into your sleep, into your relationships, into your self-image. You see the pain for what it is, misplaced, misdirected, misunderstood, but not yours to carry. Socrates taught that people are not angry at you, they are angry at themselves for not being able to manage you. What seems like an attack is often just a reaction to their own lack of control. Your calm, your confidence, your silence, it reminds them of what they haven't resolved, and sometimes that's enough to trigger them. It is not your job to fix them, but it is your absolute responsibility not to internalize it.
If you can understand that their pain is not yours to carry, you are ready to step into the space where true power lives. The space between a trigger and your reaction. We live in a culture that idolizes speed, quick replies, instant opinions, sharp comebacks. We are taught that if we do not speak up immediately, if we do not defend ourselves the second we are challenged, we have lost the moment. But real power, deep, grounded, unshakable power, often looks like stillness. Not because you have nothing to say, but because you are strong enough to wait, because you have realized that silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. There is a door between something happening to you and how you respond. Most people rush right past it. An insult is thrown, emotions rise, and the mouth opens before the mind ever catches up. But when you pause, when you say absolutely nothing, yet feel everything, you walk through that door. This is the sacred pause. It is the moment you stop being driven by your programming and start observing it. Think of the last time someone's words made your chest tighten, the heat rising in your neck, the sudden urge to retaliate. In that moment, you believed you were the anger, but you are not the anger. You are the one watching it. Emotions are visitors. They show up, they speak loudly, and if you do not feed them, they leave. The sacred pause is how you starve the chaos. You feel the heat, but you refuse to become the fire. You let the moment breathe. You realize that you do not need the last word. You do not need to correct their misunderstanding. You can simply watch them project their chaos and remain entirely untouched. But to truly master this stillness, we must confront the hidden reason why we get so angry in the first place. The deepest pain you feel in life rarely comes from what people do. It comes from what you expected them to do, and they didn't. That disappointment that lingers, the tension you replay late at night, it is usually not about the words said. It is about the invisible contract you were holding on to, the silent agreement in your mind that said, if I am kind, they must respect me. If I show up for them, they will value me. If I am honest, they will never hurt me.
But no one signed that contract except you. And when life does not follow your script, it feels like a profound betrayal. But it is not betrayal. It is just life being life. It is just people being human. We do not often realize it, but most of our emotional suffering is self-authored. We walk into relationships, jobs, and daily interactions thinking the world owes us fairness, thinking people will love us exactly the way we love them. But life is not a vending machine. You do not insert kindness and automatically receive appreciation. People do not play by rules they never knew they were part of. When you stop expecting people to behave like the perfect versions of themselves you created in your mind, you finally let reality breathe. You stop punishing people for failing to fulfill roles they never auditioned for. Tear up the contract. Give because it is who you are. Love because it is your nature, but remove the hidden strings. because the moment you let go of what you think people owe you is the exact moment they lose the power to disappoint you.
Once you tear up the contracts you hold with others, you are forced to look at the most dangerous contract of all, the one you hold with yourself. Most of the pain you carry is not from what the world does to you. It is from who you think you have to be in it, the person you believe you are, or more accurately, the person you think you are supposed to be. This identity, this image you have been shaping and protecting for years, is often the very reason you feel offended, rejected, or overwhelmed. It is a structure of beliefs built on the need to survive emotionally. It says things like, if I am smart, I cannot be wrong. If I am kind, people must treat me gently. If I am successful, everyone should respect me. And when the world challenges that image, you suffer. You suffer because your identity resists anything that contradicts its narrative. If someone calls you lazy and you pride yourself on working hard, the sting is not in their words, it is in the clash. It is your ego panicking to defend its mask. We spend so much energy managing our image, crafting speeches in our heads to explain ourselves, replaying conversations because someone did not see us the way we wanted to be seen. That is not living. That is reacting. But what if your identity did not need to be defended? What if you did not need to be seen as right all the time, or strong all the time, or unbothered all the time? What if you could just be? When you strip away the labels, the pressure, and the performance, the version of you that remains does not need applause. It does not need a defense attorney. Reality just exists, steady, present, and real. To be truly untouchable, you must stop defending the fake version of yourself. Let people think what they think, because when you know who you are at your core, that knowing does not need defending. When you drop the mask, you unlock a hidden mental state, a frequency that very few people ever tune into. The observer mode. Imagine you're in a room, a conversation turns into an argument, the tension rises, a person snaps at you. The old reflex is to snap back, to match their energy, to step into the ring and fight. But instead of fighting, you pull back. In the middle of the moment, you don't have to be the person experiencing it. You step out of the emotional swirl. You imagine you're floating above the room, watching the interaction from the ceiling. You look down at the person named you. You notice their posture. You notice the tightness in their chest. But you aren't them. You are the quiet presence watching them. You are no longer a chess piece on the board. You are the player looking down on the board. In this mode, the situation stops being a threat and becomes a study. You see the other person's face, their strained tone, their desperate need to control the narrative. And instead of feeling attacked, you simply wonder what they must be carrying to act this way. You don't absorb, you observe. You watch their behavior unfold like it's happening in a movie, and you realize with absolute clarity that you don't have to get pulled into their storm. Just because they are drowning does not mean you have to jump in the water. The emotion doesn't disappear, but it no longer owns you. You entertain the feeling without becoming it. This is what it means to be sovereign, to feel the tension and calmly say, I see what this is, and it is not mine. The more you practice observer mode, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, you stop needing everyone to act a certain way so you can feel okay. You trust your ability to remain grounded no matter what happens on the board below you. When you observe from above, you notice a final desperate trap your ego will try to set for you. There is something inside you that desperately wants to correct them. You hear the lie, the misunderstanding, the subtle jab, and a part of you tightens. You want to set the record straight. You want to defend your name, your choices, your truth. It feels like if you do not speak, if you do not respond, you are somehow agreeing, or worse, surrendering. But what if you let them be wrong, and let it mean absolutely nothing? Most of us think that being right equals strength, that when someone misjudges us or twists a story, it is our duty to correct it. But often, the cost is much higher than we realize. We trade our time, our energy, our calm, our sleep. We trade our peace for the illusion of being right, and we never stop to ask if it was even worth it. Peace does not come from being understood. It comes from understanding yourself deeply enough to know that you do not need to be. Letting someone be wrong about you is not weakness. It is strength in its most silent form. It is you saying, I know who I am, and I do not need your agreement to feel real. Let them think you are arrogant. Let them believe you were wrong. Let them paint you however they need to justify their own narrative. You do not have to carry their version of you into your next chapter. You do not have to waste hours reshaping a story that wasn't even true to begin with. You just need to live your truth so fully and so freely that your life becomes the answer. When you no longer need to control their narrative, you realize the only thing left to master is your own preparation. Most people walk through life hoping it will be smooth, hoping people will be kind, hoping the plans will work out. And when the chaos inevitably arrives, they collapse because they never mentally prepared for it. Emotional resilience is not built in peaceful moments. It is built before the storm, in silence, through a practice the ancient Stoics called Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. The idea is simple but profoundly powerful. Visualize what could go wrong before it does, not to create fear, not to be a pessimist, but to rehearse your response, to train your mind for the impact before the impact hits. Imagine starting your day and pausing for just 1 minute to think, today I might be ignored, someone might disappoint me, a plan might fall apart. And then you mentally walk through those scenarios with calm. You see the person rolling their eyes, you feel the tension rise, and then you breathe, you choose silence. You picture yourself grounded. The human brain does not know the difference between deep imagination and reality. When you rehearse the chaos, you build emotional muscle. You shift from being emotionally fragile to emotionally prepared. You become like a ship that doesn't sink when the waves hit, not because it never encountered a storm, but because it was built for it. When you stop expecting life to be easy, when you stop fighting the reality of human nature, something miraculous happens. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what is this teaching me? This is the ultimate Stoic shift. They called it Amor Fati, a love of one's fate. It is not just accepting the difficult moments, it is embracing them. It is the realization that the fire does not destroy you. The fire is the very thing that forges you. The person you betrayed you, they taught you discernment. The opportunity that fell through, it taught you resilience. The insult that stung, it revealed the final crack in your ego that needed healing. A fire turns everything that is thrown into it into fuel and brightness. That is what a sovereign mind does. It takes the disrespect, the chaos, the noise of the world, and uses it to burn brighter. And when you finally reach this level of emotional freedom, there is only one truth left to remember. The truth that puts every argument, every insult, and every anxiety into its proper place. Memento mori. Remember that you must die. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. We spend so much of our limited, precious time on this earth being offended. We trade the few hours we have left fighting over misunderstandings, trying to control people who will not change, and defending an ego that will eventually turn to dust. When you remember how short this all is, you stop volunteering your power. You stop throwing away your peace on things that simply do not matter. You realize that you do not have the time to hold grudges. You do not have the time to shrink yourself to fit someone else's comfort. You only have time to live, fully, deeply, and unbothered. Let the world be loud. Let the people around you project their chaos. You are no longer required to participate in their storms. You are not the reaction. You are the response. You are not the wound. You are the wisdom. When they try to pull you into the chaos, remember your training. Breathe. Let the insult fall to the ground and keep walking. Thank you for walking this path with us today. If you found your peace here, hit the subscribe button and join us at a higher page. Until next time, stay grounded, stay silent in the storm, and remain untouchable.